Who holds the key to shaping America's classrooms? Behind the closed doors of power, a battle for the future of America's education is unfolding. Whispers of the White House takes a look at Dr. Miguel Cardona, the current Secretary of Education, and the controversial nominee Linda McMahon. Who will shape the minds of the next generation, and at what cost? The stakes couldn't be higher. Welcome to Whispers of the White House. Hello, my wise listeners. Thank you for joining me today. Let's not waste time. Let's jump right in. In this episode, we're focusing on the role of Secretary of Education, a position crucial for shaping the nation's educational policies and guiding the Department of Education. This office holder is responsible for overseeing federal programs that impact schools, students, and educators, and plays a pivotal role in addressing the challenges facing education today. We'll examine the qualifications, controversies, and leadership styles of the current Secretary of Education, Dr. Miguel Cardona, and President-elect Trump's nominee, Linda McMahon. As always, our analysis is balanced and impartial, helping to assess who might be the best candidate to lead the department forward. Dr. Miguel A. Cardona, born in 1975 in Meriden, Connecticut, is an experienced educator and the 12th United States Secretary of Education. With a Bachelor of Science in Education from Central Connecticut State University, a Master of Science in Bilingual and Bicultural Education, and a Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership from the University of Connecticut, Cardona's academic background is rooted in educational excellence. He began his career as an elementary school teacher and became the youngest principal in Connecticut at just 28. His leadership expanded as assistant superintendent for teaching and learning in Meriden, and later as Commissioner of Education for Connecticut. Appointed by President Joe Biden in 2021, Cardona's tenure as Secretary of Education has been marked by efforts to address equity in education and navigate the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, he has faced several controversies, including his response to pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses, clashes over cultural and policy debates, management of student loan forgiveness programs, and significant delays in rolling out updates to the FAFSA form. These issues have sparked questions about his leadership and effectiveness in addressing the nation's educational needs. Linda McMahon, born on October 4, 1948, in New Bern, North Carolina, has had a remarkable career as a business executive and a political figure. She is best known as the co-founder and former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, where she played a pivotal role in transforming the wrestling organization into a global entertainment powerhouse. McMahon's sharp business acumen helped build WWE into a multi-billion-dollar empire, diversifying its reach into television, pay-per-view events, and merchandising. Her leadership in WWE earned her a reputation as a savvy entrepreneur capable of navigating high-pressure environments and driving innovation in the entertainment industry. However, McMahon's nomination for Secretary of Education by President-elect Donald Trump in 2024 has ignited significant controversy, largely due to her lack of experience in education policy or public administration related to schooling. Critics have pointed out that her extensive business background, while impressive, does not align with the qualifications typically expected for the role of overseeing the nation's education system. McMahon's career is also shadowed by a series of controversies that have raised ethical concerns about her judgment and leadership. In 2024, she was named in a lawsuit alleging that she rehired a WWE ring announcer who had previously been accused of child abuse. This decision, and the lack of transparency surrounding it, has drawn criticism for its implications on her ability to prioritize the safety and welfare of children in an educational context. Her association with her husband, Vince McMahon, further complicates her public image. Vince McMahon, also a key figure in WWE, has faced federal investigations, including allegations of sex trafficking. Although Linda McMahon has not been directly implicated in these allegations, the scrutiny surrounding her family has cast a shadow over her potential leadership. Adding to these concerns is McMahon's resignation from the Connecticut State Board of Education in 2009. She stepped down after it was revealed that she falsely claimed to hold a degree in education, an admission that directly undermined her credibility in matters related to educational policy. Critics also frequently highlight her history of treating WWE employees as independent contractors, which denied them access to benefits such as health care, pension plans, and workplace protections, an approach that raises questions about how she might handle policies affecting educators and school staff. Furthermore, McMahon's political career has been marked by her extravagant spending on unsuccessful Senate campaigns, which some view as attempts to buy political influence rather than earning it through substantive policy contributions. These campaigns, reportedly costing tens of millions of dollars, have further fueled concerns about her priorities and decision-making. These cumulative issues, her lack of experience in education, her controversial business decisions, her family associations, and her history of ethical lapses, have led many to question her suitability to lead the Department of Education. While her business success demonstrates her ability to manage large organizations, critics argue that education requires a fundamentally different skill set and a deep understanding of the complexities of public policy and student welfare. But what exactly is Trump's plans for the Department of Education? President-elect Donald Trump has ambitious plans for the Department of Education, aiming to dramatically reshape its role in American education. Central to his vision is the potential abolition of the department itself, transferring educational authority to state and local governments. This bold proposal, which would require congressional approval, has sparked significant debate about its feasibility and the potential consequences for federal education programs that serve millions of students nationwide. A cornerstone of Trump's agenda is his strong advocacy for school choice, which he frames as a civil rights issue of the modern era. He supports expanding opportunities for parents to choose between public, private, charter, or religious schools, emphasizing that families should have control over their children's educational pathways. Alongside this, Trump plans to eliminate federal funding for schools that include critical race theory or gender ideology in their curricula. He has vowed to direct the Departments of Education and Justice to investigate schools for race-based discrimination and has called for the removal of what he describes as radicals from the federal Department of Education. Another significant proposal is the creation of the American Academy, a free online university funded by taxes on large university endowments. This institution is intended to provide an alternative to traditional higher education, offering accessible and cost-effective education to Americans. Trump also aims to reform the way teachers are certified and compensated, promoting merit-based certification and pay while abolishing teacher tenure. Additionally, he supports allowing parents to directly elect school principals, a measure he believes will enhance accountability and improve school leadership. Homeschooling families also feature prominently in Trump's plans. He advocates for the use of 529 education savings accounts to cover homeschooling expenses and proposes ensuring that homeschooled students have access to extracurricular activities. These initiatives aim to provide greater flexibility and resources to families choosing alternative educational paths. While supporters praise Trump's vision as a push toward innovation and greater parental control, critics warn that his proposals could undermine educational equity and weaken federal oversight essential for protecting civil rights. Trump's agenda signals a significant shift toward decentralizing education policy, potentially redefining the landscape of American education for years to come. If Linda McMahon were to become Secretary of Education under President-elect Donald Trump's administration, her role would likely align closely with Trump's ambitious plans to overhaul the Department of Education. McMahon's background as a business executive, particularly as co-founder and former CEO of WWE, would likely shape her approach to the role, focusing on operational efficiency and managerial restructuring rather than a nuanced understanding of educational policy. With Trump advocating for the potential abolition of the Department of Education, McMahon could be positioned as a transitional leader tasked with downsizing the department and transferring authority to state and local governments. Her corporate experience could be viewed as an asset in managing this politically sensitive and logistically complex process. McMahon's tenure as Secretary of Education would likely reflect Trump's broader vision of reducing federal oversight and emphasizing school choice. While her corporate experience might align with Trump's goals of decentralization and efficiency, her controversial background and lack of qualifications in education policy could make her appointment a focal point of criticism and debate. Dr. Cardona and Linda McMahon offer starkly different profiles. Cardona's career reflects a deep commitment to public education, with extensive experience as a teacher, principal, and policymaker. While his tenure has faced challenges and controversies, his educational background and leadership within school systems provide a clear alignment with the role's demands. In contrast, McMahon's business acumen and political connections are evident, but her lack of experience in education and history of controversies, including ethical lapses, undermine her credibility as a candidate for the position. Other alternative candidates with more extensive backgrounds in education include Betsy DeVos, who served as Secretary of Education during Trump's first term, advocating for school choice and charter schools. DeVos has expressed interest in returning to the position. Peter Oppenheim, a former Assistant Secretary of Education for Legislation and Congressional Affairs, with experience advising on education policy and drafting significant legislation like the Every Student Succeeds Act. And Carlos G. Muniz, who served as General Counsel for the U.S. Department of Education and is currently Chief Justice of the Florida Supreme Court. His legal expertise in education matters could be beneficial for the role. These individuals possess substantial experience in education policy and administration, potentially making them more qualified candidates for this position. Is Linda McMahon the right person to lead the Department of Education, or should the Biden administration's steady yet controversial leadership under Dr. Miguel Cardona continue? Alternatively, could another figure emerge who balances innovative leadership with a firm understanding of education policy? These questions shape the future of the nation's educational landscape. In our next episode of Whispers of the White House, we'll explore the role of the Secretary of Health and Human Services, probably one of the most controversial nominees. Who holds this critical position today? Who might take over? And what does their leadership mean for healthcare in America? Stay tuned for more deep dives into the individuals shaping our nation's future. If you found today's episode insightful, or at least entertaining, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And as always, stay curious, stay kind, and don't let politics steal your joy. Until next time.